Did you know that your alphabet isn't just letters, but hidden secrets from thousands of years ago? This tiny line on the T, was it once a sword? And is the zigzag shape of S the result of thousands of years of rotation? In ancient times, a confusion between a D and a 0 caused chaos in the military. A single letter can change the course of ships in the ocean. Why does the word for mother start with M in 90% of the world's languages? Is there a sign from nature behind this? And who is the mysterious king of the internet? To find out, watch our special video today, The Dark History of Letters. Are you ready? Let's start.
Fact number 51. The crossbar of T. Have you ever wondered why the small line on top of T is so important? Initially, T was just a vertical line, but a crossbar was added to distinguish it from L. Medieval scribes made it so stylish that sometimes it began to look like a sword. Did you know? In graphology or handwriting analysis, how high or low you cross the T can reveal your self-confidence and goals. Such a small letter and such big secrets. Fact number 52. The mirror image S. In ancient Greek writing, S or sigma was first written lying down like an M. When they changed their writing direction from right to left to right, the face of the S also turned. The S we see today is the result of thousands of years of rotation. Did you know? S is the most curvy letter of the alphabet. Typography experts believe that designing an S is the most difficult task because balancing both its curves is mathematically challenging. Fact number 53. Although U follows Q in English, it is not so in some languages. For example, in Azerbaijani or some African languages, Q alone produces a deep sound like K. In the computer world, Q is used for query, making it the soul of databases. Did you know? In the game of Scrabble, Q and Z are the letters that give the most points, 10 points. If you have a Q and no U, making your victory certain becomes almost impossible. Fact number 54. The deep relationship of F and V. In linguistics, F and V are called siblings. To speak both, you have to place your upper teeth on your lower lip. The only difference is that while saying V, your vocal cords vibrate, whereas in F, only air comes out. Did you know? This is why while making the plural of many words, F changes to V, like leaf becomes leaves and wolf becomes wolves. This is not just grammar, it is the science of our mouth structure. Fact number 55. Why A's first position? In almost every major alphabet, Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, A or a similar letter is at number 1. The reason for this is that the sound of A is the most fundamental. When a child starts speaking, A is the easiest sound that comes out of the lungs without any obstruction. This is the reason why in words like ma, mama or papa around the world, the A sound is prominent. It is the first sound of a human. Fact number 56. The confusion of D and 0. In old typewriters and early computer fonts, capital D and 0 looked almost identical. This started leading to big mistakes in the military and coding. Later, the left corner of D was made sharper so it could be identified from a distance. Did you know? In Navy signals, D means keep clear of me, I am maneuvering with difficulty. This means a single letter can force big ships in the sea to change their path. Fact number 57. The disappearance of the dot on I. We read that there is a tittle or a dot on top of I, but there is a language in the world where I without a dot is a separate letter. In the Turkish language, I without a dot and I with a dot form two different words. If you write the wrong I, the meaning of the word can change completely. Did you know? In one Turkish case, a fierce fight broke out due to the use of a wrong I, which is also jokingly remembered as the Great Dot Massacre. The price of a dot in typing can be very high. Fact number 58. The twin history of P and R. In ancient Rome, there was much confusion regarding P and R because the upper part of both was round. To make R look different, a small tail or kink was added to it. If that tail were not there, we would be reading road as sport today. Did you know? In the language of design, that bottom stroke of R is called a leg. It gives stability to the letter so it doesn't fall over. Fact number 59. The union of X and cross, the symbolic X. X is used not just for writing, but also to show danger. On poison bottles, there are two X bones below the skull and crossbones. This is because the shape of X is like two paths crossing, which signals an obstruction or an end. Did you know? On maps, it is also said X marks the spot. In treasure hunts, X is the symbol of that final location where everything is hidden. Fact number 60. The rhythm of alphabet. The tune of the alphabet song is the same as the famous nursery rhyme Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It was popularized by Mozart in the 18th century. This tune proved to be the most effective way to make children remember the order of letters. Did you know this tune is so powerful that even an 80-year-old elder, if they start forgetting the alphabet, remember it by singing this. Music and letters together make our memory immortal. Friends, thank you for coming this far. But do you know that there is a letter on your keyboard whose name takes the most effort to speak, but without which today's internet would be impossible to run? In fact number 85, we will expose that king of the internet. Believe me, you will be stunned to know that secret. Fact number 61. The double personality of G. The letter G has two different sounds, one like go, the hard G, and the second like giant, the soft G. This all happened due to the influence of French language. When E, I or Y comes after G, it often starts sounding like J. Did you know a war still rages on the internet regarding GIF? Its creator says it should be pronounced as GIF, but a large part of the world says GIF, like gift. Fact number 62. The neighborly relationship of O and P. In alphabetical order, O and P always stay together. Interestingly, in ancient scripts, O represented an eye and P represented a mouth. Keeping these two together was like putting the facial structure on paper. Did you know, in typography, O is not made perfectly round. Rather, it is kept slightly oval so that it looks balanced with straight letters like P. Fact number 63. The scary history of Z. In olden times, the shape of Z was considered like a thorny bush or a weapon. In the Greek alphabet, the value of zeta was 7, which was considered a magical number. But some superstitious people of the Middle Ages considered Z as the devil's letter because its sound was like the hissing of a snake. Did you know, today Z is a symbol of electricity or intensity. The shape of Z is like a lightning bolt, which is why it is used in superheroes and high voltage warnings.
Fact number 64. The basin of U. The letter U is shaped like a bowl or a vessel. When it was finally distinguished from V, the goal was to make it look soft like a vowel. In handwritten calligraphy, U was given a rounded bottom so words could be written without lifting the pen from the paper. Did you know? In chemistry, U stands for uranium. A tiny letter that brings softness to language represents one of the most powerful elements in science. Fact number 65. The wide W. W is the widest letter in the alphabet. It is a major headache for type designers because it occupies nearly twice the space of a normal letter. This is why in old newspapers, W was often printed very thin to save precious space. Did you know? If you look at your keyboard, W is the only letter whose name takes 3 syllables to pronounce, double U. Every other letter is finished in just 1 or 2. Fact number 66. The magic twist of S. S is considered half of an infinite loop. If you place 2 S shapes on top of each other inversely, they can form the figure 8 or the infinity symbol. The flow in its design represents the speed of wind and the curves of a river. Did you know? Have you ever wondered why there's an S on Superman's chest? According to the lore, it doesn't just stand for Superman. It is the symbol for hope on his home planet, Krypton. Fact number 67. The crossroads of X. In ancient scripts, X was often used to mark places where 2 things met. For the Romans, X also meant the number 10. This originated from the gesture of crossing 2 hands to show 10 fingers. Did you know? In medieval Europe, if someone couldn't sign their will, they would draw an X and then swear an oath of honesty upon it in front of witnesses. Fact number 68. The alliance of C and K. Why do C and K appear together in words like back, stick, and rock? This is an Old English rule. Since C sometimes turned into an S sound, both were joined together at the end of words to keep the sound strong, like a K. Did you know? The CK duo acts like a wall in language, protecting short vowels. Without it, English pronunciations would be much more scattered. Fact number 69. The belly of B. The two rounded loops of B were often considered symbols of a pregnant woman or fertility. The ancient Phoenicians called it Bet, which meant house as well as womb. It is the letter of protection and creation. Did you know? In almost every language in the world, the word for baby starts with the B sound. It's a letter that requires pressing the lips together, the easiest action for a small child to perform. Fact number 70. The silent farewell of E. Why does E appear at the end of words when we don't pronounce it? This is called the magic E. Its job isn't to speak, but to stretch the sound of the vowel appearing before it. Did you know? If we removed this silent E, there would be no difference between mad and made. This letter sacrifices itself so the word can find its true meaning. Fact number 71. The royal insult of F. In medieval England, the letter F was used as a form of punishment. If a person engaged in a fight, fray, an F would be branded on their cheek with a hot iron, so the world would know they were a criminal. This letter became a symbol of a felon or a fray. Did you know? Today, an F grade means fail, but in history, its face was much more terrifying. A single letter could become someone's entire identity and stigma. Fact number 72. L and the secret of Roman numerals. In Roman numerals, L represents 50. Have you ever wondered why L was chosen? In ancient times, after V, 5, and X, 10, they needed a symbol for 50 made of straight lines. Originally, it looked like an inverted T, which eventually tilted to become L. Did you know? Even today, L is used as a prestigious symbol for 50 in major events like the Super Bowl or on high-end watches. It is a symbol of stability and the half-century mark. Fact number 73. The ancient connection of M and mother. Is it just a coincidence that in nearly 90% of the world's languages, the word for mother starts with M, e.g. mother, mama, madre, mutter, ama? Linguists believe that when a baby nurses, they make an sound, which is considered the most primal sound of satisfaction. Did you know? If you look closely at the shape of M, it resembles the curves of hills or breasts, symbols of nourishment. It is the letter of motherhood and the beginning of life. Fact number 74. The elephant-like history of H. In some ancient scripts, H was linked to the tusks or the strength of an elephant. While its English root is fence, many Eastern cultures link the H sound to heaviness and the power of breath, prana. Did you know? It is called the breathing letter because it releases the most air when spoken. If you get tired, you naturally exhale with the H sound. Fact number 75. The victory sign of V. During World War II, Winston Churchill turned the V made with two fingers into a global symbol for victory. But in the alphabet, the sharp bottom of V actually represents a valley. It is a letter that inspires one to rise back up after falling. Did you know? In the Roman army, V also stood for valor, bravery. Today, it represents both peace and victory. One letter, two powerful messages.